Today I'm going to make a quick video. No. Hey everyone, Brian, Fiery Squirrel Art. Today we're going to have a quick assembly video of how to put this together. This is the Big Iron Blaster from my Etsy shop. Comes in several pieces. Let's see how it goes together. Alright, so we've got the parts all laid out here ready for assembly. I am definitely going to recommend Starbond. That is my super glue of choice. Optional things you might want to get are a clamp, sanding block, this is a 100, and probably a knife. I have done 2 passes of primer and sanding at 220 grit, and that's where I found a lot of this comes together and dry fits with the tolerances I've got pretty well. Alright, here's everything laid out. You should have 16 pieces. 16 pieces for this project. Again, I primed and sanded all of them twice over down to 220 grit. I'm not going to paint any of this for clarity, but if you want to paint, you should probably do most of your painting before assembly. It's up to you. Round peg into the receiver and connect with the handle. Now again, I'm only dry fitting a lot of this for the assembly video, but that one I would definitely glue right away. Glue those together. Now, square peg into the barrel and attach to the receiver. This one I'm not going to glue together yet, and I would recommend you not do it either. I'll show you why later on when we're getting the inner workings attached in that gap. Alright, this large frame is going down into the slot above the trigger. It's got a couple of sides that clasp the top of the receiver. Should go into place pretty easily. I would not glue that into place yet. Now let's put together the power bank assembly. Main 2 pieces are this cylinder and that large center ribbed section. There's also going to be a disc on the front and then another small button cylinder above that. But these 3 pieces are the main components of the power bank assembly. I would scuff up the surfaces that you're gluing together. I think that's a 100 grit sanding block. Gives the glue something to hold on to. Most everything else, all the other surfaces on this thing, I guess I already did that. I hope I did. Anyway, CA glue on, or super glue, whatever you're using. I put a good amount on there. I try not to get too much squeeze out. Want to avoid the squeeze out. And in it goes. Now would hold that together 30 to 60 seconds. Alright, let's do the same thing with the disc on the front. Glue on the scuffed surface. And press in place, hold for 30 to 60 seconds. And last of all, this button cylinder. Now, there are 3 of these things among the parts. 1, 2, 3. The one that you're going to use right now is the largest of the 3. It's slightly larger than the other 2. So make sure it's the largest of those 3 button cylinders that's going into that slot on the power bank assembly. Large dot of super glue and press in place. Hold it at least half a minute. There's the power bank assembly, those 4 pieces. Alright, now let's install that thing. This is why I didn't glue the barrel and the receiver together. You're going to slide the barrel out on that square peg. That back main frame also I didn't glue in yet so that it can shift upwards a little bit. And that's how the power bank is going to rest into those slots. Contact the receiver on the back and the barrel on the front. Now when you're doing this in real life for permanent, I would obviously use glue at this step. The glue is going to go under that frame where it contacts the ribs and the barrel and the receiver, and especially on these 2 points forward, that disc and the small button cylinder. I would also put some on the back cylinder where it meets the receiver. Now, the contact points on that button cylinder and the disc up front are very important. And I would definitely put a liberal amount of glue there and make sure that it is solidly fused together, because this is a contact point that's going to really reinforce the entire prop. Again, here on the disc and here on the button cylinder where they meet the barrel. Very important meetup. So use plenty of glue, and then I would highly recommend, once you do that, that you clamp together the entire structure so that those 2 points firm up and the whole thing stays straight. Front of the barrel, tip of the barrel to the top part of the receiver on the back. Clamp that together and leave it for at least an hour under moderate pressure. And I'd also make sure you glue together that seam where the barrel and the receiver come together. Once that's done, let's put on this small bracket over the seam between the barrel and the receiver. It's somewhat cosmetic just to hide the seam, but it's also going to help fuse together those 2 main parts. So definitely glue that in place. Then put this large bracket along the barrel, slide it there, and glue that in place. Top forward iron sight goes on the top front of the barrel like that. And then the thumb hammer element is going to rest in the slot right there, top back of the receiver. Glue that in place. Last 2 small pieces are these 2 smaller button cylinders. They go just under the thumb hammer on the back, 1 on each side, and that'll be it. Once that's all put together, I would leave the thing alone for at least 24 hours. Let the glue do its work, fuse together. But that is about it, all 16 pieces put together. Afterwards, you can pretend you're a space cowboy and try doing tricks with it, but remember, if you drop it on a hard floor, you might damage it. Here's my version all painted up. Used spray can Rust-Oleum and touched it up with some dry brushing and a black wash. If you're interested in doing that sort of thing, definitely Google prop painting. Lots of tutorials out there. Thanks a lot. Good luck.